Check the markers. Right. Shalom, shalom, family. I.S.U.P.K. What's up, family? You know what time it is. You know what day it is. Friday, Friday, Friday. How we get down to I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. It's Friday. It's the Hebrew class, the Lashawan Qadash class, Holy Tongue class, or as we like to call in Atlanta, Hebrews 101. All right, where we like to focus on the principles and fundamentals of the Hebrew language. All right, making sure that we can identify and pronounce our characters, our syllables, or our letters. All right, so then you have to read for the Sabbath, read for the feast, read for the generals, or read for your own pleasure. You got it down pat. All right, and of course, when you want to travel abroad, you want to go down to Florida, you want to go to Chicago, New York, Cali, and back to Texas, even in the UK, you can start with the big brothers. All right, Most High in Christ. Today I'm honored to have Officer Lapash Kaya as my right hand man today. Most High in Christ for that. All right, let's get down. Real quick, got anybody on the conference call? No sweat. No sweat. And also, Lapash, if you could just check back with with Facebook and YouTube. Make sure that we don't miss anybody. Come on. All right, we'll watch for that. All right. Let's see. Board like this. All right. So now, in Hebrews 101, of course, we have to focus on the principles and the fundamentals. All right. And how do we do that? We start with the alphabet as always. Okay. Just in case if you are brand new to this class. All right. Let's take it from the top. We have our alphabet here, the Hebrew alphabet. We have 22, count on 22 letters, all right? You will hear a lot of repetition in this class. Why? Because muscle memory. We like to do muscle memory, okay? Most High in Christ. Take it from the top. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, wa, ra, sha, ba. All right? Most High in Christ. Now, those are the pronunciations in the Hebrew alphabet. Right now, we're going to focus on the actual characters, the letters, what they look like. Okay? Take it on the top. This time, we're going to go in ancient or Paleo Hebrew. Right? Take it on the top. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, wa, ra, sha, ba. All right? Excellent, excellent. Okay, so now let's go over our alphabet one last time. All right? But this time we're going to do it in Assyrian Hebrew. All right? A lot of times you will see us focus more on Assyrian Hebrew as far as like we write it on the board. Why? Because unfortunately, it is the most predominant text available. All right. So last time, take it from the top. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, which is a softer pronunciation as opposed to stronger ka. All right. And now here in Assyrian Hebrew, we have count them, 5 letters that will change the shape when they're at in the text. All right. Ka being one of them. Ka is going to go from half circle to kind of looking like the da earlier with an extended clip. Okay. Going to reach down. Next we have la. Then we have ma. Ma in the Assyrian Hebrew will change from a cowbell to a box. Cowbell to a box was at the end of the text. Then we have na, na, kind of looking like a staple, if you will. All right. But then at the end of the text, na will change and kind of look like the wa, but with the extended clip. All right. Good. Then we have sa. We tend to go over this a lot. The sa can look like the ma, but remember, Sa's going to have the extra crown. Sa's going to have the actual crown on his head, all right? And ma will be bald, if you will. Next we have I. I. Then pa. Pa. Looks like the upside down G. Then it's going to change and kind of look like a 9, all right? With that extended clip. Then we have Tazah. 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 Crooked letter Y. At the end of the text, turn around and fly straight. Next we have Qua, then Ra. Now Ra in the text can look like Da a little bit, but remember, Da is going to shoot straight, and Ra has a little more curve appeal. Okay, it's going to have a little more curve appeal. Next we have Sha. Sha looks like a fire emoji, if you will, or a pitchfork, and then Tha. Tha is going to look like the Ka and the Ha, but Tha will be limping on the page. All right? Most High Christ. Let that sit for a few seconds. Grab me a coat. Go. All right, so let's get into our lesson for today, tonight. Let's talk about this one before. Let's talk about some prominent names. Prominent names, like it, throughout the Bible. All right. What? Let's talk about some prominent names. Prominent names. All right. And let's see. Also the Posh. Also the Posh, if you could. What does it mean? What does the word prominent mean? The word prominent.
Something of, like something of status, more so status, like
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
High status.
All right, I like that. Status. Okay.
And lucky. Yeah, like with status, their reputation.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
And their respect.
All right.
High statues of those.
Okay, so status, reputation. And what was that last one?
And respect.
And respect. Okay. Let's go with okay, we got respect. Let's go with honor. Let's go with honor. All right.
It's lucky. Also integrity.
Oh, I like that. Integrity. Okay. All right. Integrity. Okay.
And what else? Renown.
All right. No, that's good enough right there. That's good enough right there, brother. Great work. Great work. Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans. Now, when we hear the word prominent, we think of status, reputation, respect and honor, integrity, or at least high reputation, high respect, and high honor. Is that correct? All right, goes high and correct. So now let's also just look this up, because we don't want to assume anything. Okay, so now when we look at the word prominent from dictionary.com, we get standing out as to be seen easily. All right. We also get leading, important, or well known. All right. And some words associated with prominent are celebrated, renowned, as Officer Lepage said, distinguished, and famous. All right. Famous. So now let's look at names that are prominent and that are popular as well in the Bible. Okay. So now let's go with our first name, Adam. Adam. All right. Now let's see, Adam. Also, surprised. Do you think you might know how to pronounce Adam in Hebrew?
Adam. Well, Adam.
Very good. Adam. Adam. All right. We'll also spell this out in the Hebrew pronunciation and by characters. All right. Adam. All right. Now we write it out in actual Hebrew. Let's see. What do we have? All right. We have that. And let's see. Let's also do ancient Hebrew. And remember, in Hebrew, we always read right to left. Also in ancient Hebrew, remember your bumpers and bridges. Ancient Hebrew, okay? All right, so prominent name is Adam, okay? Now we at least want to start with Adam because he's the first man that we're familiar with in the Bible, okay? But what's special about him? Because he was given the law, all right? He was given the breath of life from the Most High, all right? And he gave us this language. All right, Most High Christ. Let's go with another prominent name in the Bible. Give me another one, Officer Lepage. Give me another name you can think of. Too late. Moses. Huh?
I'll give up here.
You almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that. All right. Cool. So now, what is Moses' name in the Hebrew?
Mashah.
Mashah or Mashah?
Oh, it's Moses. Mashah. Oh, it's Mashah. I'm thinking of Moses. You know, the mountain.
All right. So, are you saying Mashah or Mashah?
Yeah, it is.
Hmm?
Moses, it's Mashah. I've been reading it.
Sure.
Moses, yeah, Mashah.
Sure.
The name Mashah.
Well, let's make sure.
I'll read Mashah.
Uh-huh.
I always know. I read text on Saturday.
Here we go. That's right. We go back to the text. Go back to the text. We what? Go all through what? All through Exodus. And it's Mashah, not Mashah.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. There we go. Good. Good. So Mashah. Mashah. Right? Now let's write his out. This is the Hebrew pronunciation. Mashah. All right, now let's write this out in the Hebrew. Mashah. All right. Okay, there we go. So far we have Adam, we have Moses. Adam, Adam, Moses, Mashah. All right. No sweat. All right. You got another name now, up to the boys?
Abraham.
Excellent. Excellent. Abraham. Very good. Okay. That's a good name. You know what? I actually did not have that on my list. Great work. Great work. Okay, so now, how do we pronounce Abraham in Hebrew?
It is Baharam.
Huh?
Baharam.
Are you sure? Somebody says so like it? Hey, how about your shop? Who are Maspaka? Go ahead. Yes, I am. But but before that, I asked you a personal question. Who are Maspaka? Okay, no sweat, no sweat. What we're trying to do is, you know what I'm saying, we dated back from a couple of classes, and we try to introduce a little bit more Hebrew. So I asked you in Hebrew, what's up, family? Ma for Ra, Mashpaka. What's up, family? Hey, Most High Christ in the building. Very good, very good. All right, so now, right now we're going over prominent names in the Bible, at least as far as Old Testament wise. Let's see. So far we have Adam, which is Adam. We have Moses, which is Mashah, and also the Parsh, guess one that I, for some reason, slipped my mind, Abraham. Abraham. So now how do we pronounce this in Hebrew? Go ahead. Aha. Aha. Are you sure about that? Mm-hmm.
Look here.
Go ahead.
Girl from North Carolina. Alright. That's the name.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now I've seen something different. I was thinking that y'all said Abraham, and I know it as Abaraham. Abaraham. Mm-hmm. Oh, take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Let's see. We can look at Genesis 17 and 5. Abaraham. See it?
Let's see. 1725.
Oh, 17 and 5. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Abar, wrong.
Go ahead.
Yeah, wrong.
Take a look in Genesis 17 and 5. Genesis 17 and 5. I.S.U.P.K. You should see it. Should say Abaraham. Go ahead. That's right. Abaraham. Abaraham. You see it up to the bottom? All right. I'm sorry. All right. But still, that's a good name. That was a good name. I didn't have it on my list. Very good. All right. So now let's write this out in the Hebrew. Abaraham. Abaraham. All right. Very good. Very good. Let's see. Let's do another name. Let's do another name. You got another one up to the top?
Isaac.
A prominent name. Prominent name. Don't just give me any kind of name now. What'd you say?
Oh, okay.
No, I know. I like that. Absolutely. Isaac. Isaac. Also bad. I didn't have that on my list. You're trying to stop me off on the pot. I see what you're trying to do. I see it. All right. So now, how do we pronounce Isaac? Uh-huh. Yeah, that's right. Don't bring me just any kind of name. How do we pronounce this? Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Come on now. Okay.
That's a car. Somebody out this. Yeah.
No sweat. No sweat. We go to Genesis 28 and 1. You see Isaac. Yatazak. Yatazakak. Yatazakak. Is that it? This is how we're going to spell it. Ya, Taza, Ka, and Kwa. Yatazakak. Yeah. Ain't that something? How do you get Isaac out of Yatazakak? You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yatazakak. Let's write this out. In the Hebrew. All right, now we got this in Assyrian. I'm about to write this out. In ancient Hebrew. It's either Yatazakak or Yatazakak. I think this might be it. Yatazakak. All right, let's just sit for a little bit. All right. So prominent names in the Bible. And we're always remember that the Bible is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians history. All right. And it starts with prominent names such as these: Adam, Adam, Moses, Mashah, Abraham, Abraham, Isaac, Yatazakak. All right. Very good. Very good. So again, Adam, Adam, Moses, Mashah, Abraham, Abraham, Isaac, Yatazakak. All right. Everybody have these? Okay. Marcus? All right. Time to pray. Now let's get to some more prominent names throughout the Bible. Here's the name. Joshua. Joshua. do we say Joshua in Hebrew? Hmm?
Slovakia.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that, no, Joshua, Yeshua, no, Yeshua.
Huh?
Yes, Yeshua.
Close. Close.
Yeah.
Close. Now that, what you just said right there, Yeshua, that's a prophet. That's somebody else in the Bible.
Oh.
So now who would Joshua be? How do we say Joshua in Hebrew?
Yeah. Hold on.
Hmm?
Dang, Slovakia. I don't know. One, like, translated to Yahusha or one of them.
All right, you give up?
Yahusha or?
Huh?
Is it Yahusha?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, there, Yahusha.
Very good.
Yeah, I remember.
Very good. So Joshua is pronounced Yahawashi in Hebrew. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Going over prominent names in the Bible. Now, of course, we know what's so prominent. It's like about Adam. You know, it's prominent about Moses, right? Who else do we say? We say Abraham, right? You know, okay, now why is Abraham so prominent? What's so special about Abraham?
Special about Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
That word, seed came from, yeah, that's one of the forefathers of the black, Spanish, Native American Indians. One of the progenitors. No.
Very good. That's the perfect word for it. Progenitors. Very good. Very good. All right. So now, what's so special about Joshua? What's so special about Joshua?
He was the first Yahusha. He was reincarnated later, like the Old Testament Yahusha.
Okay. Now we do know that we do know the name Jesus as Yahushua, but Joshua is who led the people into the promised land. Remember, Moses led them to the promised land. Oh, Joshua led them into the promised land. All right? And they fought for so long. All right? Very good. Okay, here's another prominent name. Solomon. Solomon, another prominent name. Okay, now what's so special about Solomon? What's so special about Solomon?
Yeah, he was the original king of Israel. He was the son of David. I mean, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Son of David.
That's right. Son of David. That's right. But also, he's very prominent. Why? Because he's one of the wisest kings on the earth. Right? Very good. So now, how do we say Solomon in Hebrew? Hmm?
Okay, it's what Shah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, Lasha Lama.
All right. We don't take the law off. All right, wait a moment, Officer LaPointe, if you could, guard the door for me.
Call.
All right, so we have Solomon, another prominent name. And how do we pronounce this in Hebrew? Shalamah. Shalamah. All right? Let's write this out. Shalamah.
Shalom.
All right? So, another prominent name. Prominent name so far. Joshua. Yahushua. Solomon. Shalamah. All right? Since we mentioned Solomon, of course we can't forget David. David. Right? And how do we pronounce David in Hebrew?
Yahanna.
Excellent. Dawadah. Right. Cool, cool. Yeah. Da. 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 Excellent. Okay. So again, phone number, prominent names in the Bible, names that had status, it's like a high reputation, respect, honor, and integrity. And of course, some of these people ended up losing some of their integrity in the end of their lives. All right. So now we have Joshua, Yahushua, Solomon, Shalamah, and David. Dawadah. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Now, everybody have this? Most High Christ. All right. So now those are just a few names, a few prominent names throughout the Bible. Now these, but granted, somebody for not knowing the actual definitions of these names, okay, but we can see by what we read in the stories, what we heard, that these were very important names and names that were essential to Israel, okay? Essential to Israel, all right? They were leaders as well, right? So now, doing leaders, let's look at prominent names in I.S.U.P.K. All right, okay. Now, let's start off with, let's do the generals, okay? Let's do the generals in ranking order. All right, so now we have Commanding General Yahanna. We have Commanding General Yahanna. All right. Now, his name, I do have the definitions of these names, translation. General Yahanna's name means,
Joyful.
Excellent. I would have settled for joy. All right. Commanding General Yahanna means joy. Joy. All right. Now, and we're going to get to why these names are so important with class. All right. So we have Commanding General Yahanna, whose name means joy. All right. Then we have General Hyman, which is actually spelled out Mahayaman, but because of our because of brothers and sisters dialects, we tend to say General Mahayaman. All right. Now his name means trustworthy. Trustworthy. Right? So far, Commander Yahanna, his name means joy, or as also the prophet said, joyful. And if you ever meet Commander Yahanna, you will see just how much he lives up to his name. All right? He is so joyful whenever you meet him. Why? Because also he takes pleasure. He takes pleasure in serving the Most High. He takes pleasure in serving Christ. He takes pleasure in giving this truth out and helping brothers and sisters. You understand? All right. So now we see, next we have General Mahayan. His name means trustworthy. Trustworthy. You have to be an absolute. You have to be absolute to have this name here, trustworthy. And you can see that. Why? Because he teaches class all the time. All right? He gives counsel. He answers questions. Right? A lot of people will base their lives off of what he tells you, but also on how he lives. Right? So he is that confident. He gives you direction, right? You have to be able to trust in what he has learned from Commander Junior Yahanna, and also trust in how he's going to give it to you and give you those life lessons. All right? Old time Christ. So now, let's go to another general. General Mayak. General Mayak. And when you spell it all the way, General Mayak, Allah. General Mayak, Allah. All right? And his name means who is like the Most High. Who is like the Most High, or who is like God. All right? And when you listen to Jeremiah speak, when you're in his presence, all right, you will always want to listen to what he has to say. All right? His presence towers over people, okay? Not only his stature, but his presence. All right? And he also, when you see him, he wants to be like the Most High. All right? That's why he's always making sure to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and wants other people to be like the Most High. All right? So now, please understand that these names are not just something that, and we're gonna get one more generals too. These names, when it comes to getting a name, all right, and that's why we want to go over this in prominent names for today's class, okay? Because getting a name is not something to take lightly. It's not something to take lightly, okay? That's why when you hear people talk about how they name themselves, like doesn't make any sense. And just think real quick before we get to the generals, like when you hear of like fighters, right? You hear of fighters. Let's think of Mike Tyson. What was his like his name? What was his name?
Iron Mike.
Iron Mike Tyson, right? He earned that name. He shows you why he was Iron Mike Tyson. He didn't name himself. He worked for that name. He earned it, and he lived up to it. All right. Who's somebody else? Anderson, the Spider Silver, another brother. What's the thing about the spider? You don't know where they come from. They're very elusive, very fast. Okay. You have to earn that name and live up to it. Also, the parts. You had a name?
Oh, they do it. Dang.
Oh, beautiful. Great job. Javante Tank Davis. You see how he's moving, right?
It's like, yeah, he takes
damage and he keeps moving, right? You see what I'm saying? Names, when it comes to getting a name, it's not something to take lightly. Okay, names are very important. All right, it's something that you are. It's not something that not only something that you are given, but it's something that you earn. Something that you earn. All right. Most High in Christ. Let's get back. So next, we have General Hazayan. General Hazayan. His name means the weapon. The weapon. All right. And now this is interesting because when you listen to General Hazayan speak, and you hear him tell the stories of his of his olden days. Let's go with that word. Olden days. He'll tell you when he was out in the world and how he used to be a what? Also the Posh?
S.W.A.T. team member, military,
Absolutely.
officer.
Absolutely. So he has a lot. He has what? He has a lot of experience in armed forces.
Yep. No, he also trained martial arts.
Trained in martial arts. So it's like he has a lot of knowledge when it comes to what? Being a weapon and how to be a weapon. All right. And then what does he do? He takes his knowledge and experience and uses it now for the Most High. You see? This is how we earn our names. We're given our names. All right. Most High in Christ. Let's keep it going. Next, we have General Shalamar. General Shalamar. All right. Now his name means what? Also, Fox, can you think?
A watcher or a protector.
Very good. Watcher and keeper. Watcher and keeper. All right. And also, you can kind of see this because in Hebrew, the root word of his name is shamar, or which is to watch over, to protect. All right. Of course, this could be self-explanatory right here. General Shalamar. He is a watcher. He's the keeper. All right. Whether he keeps the records. All right, or he watches over people, making sure the young ones stay intact. Okay. General Shalamar. All right. Good. The next we have General. Go ahead. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Perfect name for him, man. Perfect name. Again, seeing how names aren't just given, they are earned. All right? Next, we have General Katham Gavar, or General K. Right? And his name means Golden Warrior. Golden Warrior. All right? So now, this name means Golden Warrior. What can we believe from his name? Golden Warrior.
Go boy, just solid.
Okay, I like that. Solid. But here's something else. What's so special about gold? When we read the scriptures, what do we hear about gold? Pure, right? But also, how do we get there?
Fire.
Fire. So good. So we're solid, we're pure, and we got there by fire. Okay? Go ahead.
I don't know if they, he got that thing, how he was trying to do the fire and use the water through it.
There you go. That's right. That's right. A golden warrior. Someone who has been tried by fire. All right? Has a lot of experience. Okay? And what? He fought through that. Fought through that. And became that golden warrior. A pure warrior. A solid warrior. Absolutely. Very good. Very good. Now, last one, we have General Q or General Babal Ama. General Babal Ama. And his name means receiver. Receiver of truth. Receiver of truth. All right? Now, receiver of truth. Somebody who heard what? Who heard the word, who heard the truth, and what he was receptive to it. He listened to it. All right? Wasn't about being all combative and everything like that. You have your questions, you make your statement, bring it in, bring it in. Feed, be open, be receptive. All right? And that's what General Football is. That's what General Football is. And also, what is it? He's also receptive of younger brothers and sisters. Takes them in as well. Right? Wants to give them truth. All right? Excellent, excellent. Now, my boy over there. All right, cool. So now, with all that being said, let's get to our favorite part of the class, the sight reading. All right, and we can also see how the scriptures will say about having a prominent name. All right, cool. So now let's go to one of my favorite books. My favorite book. Let's go to Proverbs 22 and 1. Go to Proverbs 22 and 1. All right. Well, before we read that, here is one last prominent name for us. One more prominent name. Go ahead. Are you following me on the board? I'll see how it done. Will you follow me on the board?
Oh, so fuck.
No, because look at the board. Go ahead.
No, Yahanna got his name. Lord knows.
Right. Very good, very good. Most High Christ. So, I was Yahanna, since the Lord knows you knew what I was about to write. What is Yasha'Allah?
So I thought I got one of my names, Prince of Power, like Prince of Power, Prince with Power.
All right. Cool. Let's go with Prince of the Power. Prince of the Power. Cool.
So I got one.
Go ahead. That's right. No sweat. I understand. I understand. And that's why we always make sure to that's why when you always hear us saying what, like Salakia to the men above me, Salakia to the men above me. Because you always want to give credit to where credit is due. All right. And now we might tend to give a little more credit because we can be biased. We can't be biased at times. But we always make sure that people know that these people that we say when we say like Salaki to the men above me, these are not people that we worship. All right, they are not. They might rule over us, but we don't worship them as God. All right, a lot of people tend to wanna say that, oh man, y'all like when y'all talk about Commander Yahanna, oh man, y'all worship him. No, we just give credit where credit is due. That's all. Because at the end of the day, we understand that we should worship Yahweh. We should worship the Most High above all else and no one else. All right? All right, Most High Christ. So now, let's go to Proverbs 21 Proverbs 22 and 1. Proverbs 22 and 1. And let's see what the scriptures say about having a prominent or a good name. All right? Yahweh, do you have that for me? Okay, hold on, stop right there. Stop right there, hold on. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. All right? Than great riches. Let's really look at that. Okay? Great riches. All right? Because we as Israel, the prince of the power, in today's time, focus more on riches than having a good name. All right? We focus on riches, we focus on entertainment than having a good name. All right? And because we have done that, what has happened to our people nowadays? What has happened to us?
We're on the bottom.
Very good. We're on the bottom now. We're on the bottom. Now, we're the prince of the power. We're supposed to be on top. But we're on the bottom for some reason. Why? Because we chose riches. And now when we say riches encompasses a lot more than just money. Encompasses a lot more than just money. Riches is also what else? Riches is also our own lust. So, all right? We chose our own lust as opposed to serving the Most High. Ozzy, how we like had something?
We've been destroyed.
Absolutely. We have been destroyed. We are being destroyed. All right? We chose riches over having a good name. All right? We chose our lust as opposed to having that good name, having that good reputation. All right? Keep reading.
And loving favor rather than silver and gold.
And loving favor rather than silver and gold. All right? So now, loving favor from the Most High. Instead of choosing to serve the Most High, we're after silver and gold. We're after the riches of the world, the lust of the world. All right? And now look at us. Our people are on the bottom. All right? When we think of like the Christian church, always want to be entertained. Now look at us. We're on the bottom. All right? Because we focus so much on our own lust and being entertained, what happens? Our oppressor can come into our houses. And come into our house in a place that's supposed to be our refuge and destroy us. Okay? They can come into our place and ask for money. All right? Like how many of y'all brothers have know somebody in the world who only comes around just to get money? Just get money. Whenever you see them, it's like, oh, here we go again. Yeah. I ain't got it. I ain't even got it. Oh man, come on, you didn't even give me a chance. Come on, man. I know what you want, man. I ain't got it. Bye, then. And you don't see them no more.
Right.
But then when they think you got some more money, they come back around. That's what our oppressor does. That's what our oppressor does. The moment we got some strength, the moment we start coming together, that's when our oppressor comes through. Right? Just like now, our oppressor is starting to come through in our communities, right? It's starting to be nice. Why? Because it's election time.
Yeah.
It's election time. All right? Now he wants to, hey, I can be black too. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And what do? When we do that, we say, oh yeah, we want those riches. Commander Yahanna and General Muhammad were talking about how the black colleges are starting to accept more people of a different viewpoint or a different hue point, if you will. They want more people of a different hue point now. You see these so-called black fraternities, right? And they have people of different hue points. But now you're supposed to be about what? Black excellence. Why did you're supposed to be about black excellence? Why do you need a different hue point? Why? Because you rather have the silver and gold. You rather have the riches of this world. And not realizing that you are just going to be destroyed from the inside out. I'll see how you had something?
What you just said so heavy, what house has hired a Israelite woman to be over the head of marketing and road.
That's right. That's right. Why? Because they can do that because they know that those Edomites are going to bring in the money. They're going to bring in the money, man. This is what our people have been reduced to. They're not worried about the name anymore because they say, hey, the name is not going to get you any money. It's not going to make you rich, right? That's what they want, man. They want the money. They're in it for the money, man. In it for the money. All right. So now let's look over this. Let's look at this right here. This is Proverbs 22:1. Let's see if we can read this in the Hebrew. All right. I'll see how we die. Can you take a shot at this? Mm-hmm. good, very good. No sweat. Very good job, man. Very good. All right. Oh man, I remember your face. You've been here before. Did you still have this Hebrew written down? You remember some of the letters?
Some.
All right, no sweat, no sweat. I just want to make sure. I didn't want, I didn't want to leave you out. I
God.
didn't want to leave you out. No sweat. All right, okay. All right. Now you see the importance of having that good name. All right. Let's see what else the scriptures say about this. Let's see what else the scriptures say. How important it is. All right, because just how we gave people in the Old Testament that had those names, that those prominent names that we're very familiar with, that are very popular names that were leaders. We also related that to today's time. Okay, names that are very prominent, names that are actually leaders over the nation of Israel. Okay, that are going to get our people out of oppression. That's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay, and they have prominent names, and these are examples that we want to live up to. Okay. These are examples we want to live up to. These are people that we want to emulate and imitate and be like. All right? So that when the Most High comes and he sends Christ, he can remember our names as well. All right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. I'll see how you got that for me? No sweat, no sweat. Let's see. Young man. Ecclesiastes 7 and 1,
Come. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment.
All right. Keep going.
And the day of death than the day of one's birth.
Okay, so now a good name is better than precious ointment. Okay, now, what's so good about ointment? Or what's another word for ointment?
Medicine.
Okay, we have medicine. Medicine, what else? You got medicine.
Salve.
Or oil.
Oil.
Or oil. Ointment. Medicine. We can go with medicine. Or oil. Okay? And now, what's so good about those? What are they going to do? What do they do?
Lubricate.
Huh?
Lubricate.
They lubricate. No. All right. All right. They lubricate. Okay. So okay. You know what? I can flip that. So they bring movement.
God.
They bring movement. All right.
God.
Okay. So they make things useful.
God.
Right.
God.
Okay. I like that. And now, okay. Now, what else can oil do? What else can oil do? Don't think too hard. What else can oil do?
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Okay. But oil can also just make your presence known, make you smell good.
Oh,
right?
God.
So, I mean, come on now, just something simple. Just something simple. That's what oil can do, right? When you get out of the shower, you put on that ointment, you put on that oil. You know what I'm saying? You want to smell good now. So now what happened? You walk through, people know who you are. All right? Oh man, he's here. I know what this brother is. I know what he's about. Right? Okay then. So now, and then when you look at it, and the day of death, then the day of one's birth. Okay? So now what does that also sound like to you? The day of one's death is actually better than one's birth. What's the significance with that?
The end of something is better than the beginning.
Okay, so now the end of something is better than the beginning. So now, what happened before the end?
Pretty much.
What happened before the end?
For the end, you pretty much gonna die.
That's the end. Okay, let's make it simple. All right. So what? Okay, now look at it again. Read it again. Read it again.
Come.
All right.
A good name is better than precious ointment.
Okay.
And the day of death than the day of one's birth.
Okay. So now, when we're at a funeral, what are we doing? What happens at a funeral?
Mourning.
Okay, you're mourning. What else?
Remembering.
You're remembering. You're remembering. You're telling stories.
Come.
Telling stories, right? You're saying you're actually kind of trying to validate why you should be celebrating this person's life. Trying to validate, right? You're giving reasons. Hey, celebrate this person's life. Celebrate them. Remember them because they did this. Remember them because they did that. Right?
Come.
That's what you're trying to do. You're not saying, hey, remember them because, hey, I was born on this day, everybody. Think about me. Think about me. Right? I was born on this day. But instead, hey, everybody, remember this person here. Remember this man right here. He did good things for the community. Right? How do we read the scriptures? Right? What is some other people like? What's another person? Hezekiah, right? Or King Uzziah, right? What did they say? And he served the Most High, right? That's what it said about him. That's what it said about his life. He served the Most High. That's the kind of name that you want. You want to say, Awesome the Posh was a great soldier for the Most High, and he served him well. Also, Yahanna was a good prophet of the Most High, and he served him well. He served Christ well, right? That's the kind of name we want. That's the kind of name we want, man. But it starts with the scriptures. It starts with scriptures. Something very basic and simple. Go ahead.
Salaki outline.
Uh-huh.
I got a precept along those lines.
All right.
Proverbs 27 and verse 2.
27 verse 2. Let's hear it.
Let another man praise thee,
Ooh.
and not thine own mouth.
Ooh.
A stranger, and not thine own lips.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's what we want, man. We want the Most High to brag about us. We want the Most High to be able to brag about us. Just like what? We bragged about Job. Granted now, that name is going to come with some repercussions. You're going to be tried. You're going to be tested. But are you worth it? Are you worth it? Look at Jacob. Look at Jacob and the name that he earned. And look at the trials that he had to go through. All right? Now, granted, the brother was dreaming, but that was one hell of a dream. Where you're almost fighting for your life against an angel. And he earned that name. And now, because of that name, guess what? He earned that name so strong, so well, that name had resounds. All right? For centuries. All right? He is spoken highly of. Christ, spoken highly of. Moses, spoken highly of. Can you be spoken like that? Can you be spoken highly of like that? Can I be spoken highly of that? That's what I want. That's what I want. But it starts with these scriptures, and it starts with serving our people. All right? Osai Christ. Okay, so now, let me finish writing this out in the Hebrew. And also, Yahanna, you still with me? All right. Most High in Christ. I'm going to see if I can trip you up with ancient Hebrew today. Are you still always on the board? All right. Excellent. I just 1 second. I'll at least do bumpers and bridges. Well, hey, maybe that's the kind of reputation I got. I'm making it easy for people to learn. All right. Most High Christ, let's get it. No sweat.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 1 in the Hebrew.
Hold on, give it to me in English. Hold on, Salaki. Give it to me in English first, please.
Come. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 1 in the English. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death, the day of one's birth.
All right, let me get it in Hebrew.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 1 in the Hebrew.
Very good. So in Hebrew, it should be Lashawan, so Wa, I'm a Wa, all right? A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death, then the day of one's birth. All right? Okay, going back, talking about prominent names. That's our Prince of the Power, having that good status, that reputation, honor, respect, and integrity. Okay? We just went over Ecclesiastes 7:1, and also Proverbs 20. And also, let's look at this. We're talk about being of those riches, or having that good name, being with the most that we are in. Now, what's an example of the person right now? What's an example? I'll say first fire and last fire. Okay, very good. Very good. I like that. Especially with the check. Cool. So, right up. First fire. Last fire. You know what? I'm glad you said that one. I like that one a lot. All right, we can work with that one. First fire, last, okay? Give me one more. One more form of pressure. House on the pot?
Let's see.
Form of pressure.
We're trying to look for elevation signals, but they won't say no matter how we try. About holding and all that. We also had fields and all that, like H&E, everybody about what was black. But that nation thing, I don't know. They put more problem.
Okay.
Fire. Going and holding.
Okay. So pretty much saying politics is a form of pressure. Okay, I'll take it. I like the explanation. Remember that. All right, cool. How you got? You got a question for me? All right. So, just some forms of oppression. Politics. Then we have first fire and last fire. Now, I really think it's first fire and last fire because we can really swap. We can switch this. Okay. All right. Because now we hear first fire and last. Normally, what are we talking about? What are we talking? We're talking about employment, right? Okay. So we're talking about jobs. Right? We're talking about a way for brothers and sisters to provide for themselves. All right. Feed the family. Survival, right? Okay, cool. Now, let's also look at this. First fire. First fire. Shot. The first people get killed. All right. Okay, here's a stretch. We even see it in our movies. We even see it in our movies, right? That's like the last. Oh man, let's see how long this black character can last in the movie. And what happened? He's the first one killed. First fire. These cliches that work against us, man, they're not just, you know what I'm saying, they're not that simple. They're double entendres, man. They stretch out. Go ahead, brother.
It's like Yahanna. It's almost like they're showing us how expendable we are.
Very good. That's right. We're expendable.
They love showing us on the news being killed and murdered and killing each other and
That's right.
all that. They always show the black people dying because they're programming everybody to see us as being less and easy to get rid of.
Absolutely, absolutely. And see, that's why we brought out simple Proverbs 22:6, right? We bring that scripture. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. Right? So now that is not only when it comes to raising a child, but that's also how the oppressor has taken your name. He's taken the prominence of your name because now he has trained you to believe that you are on the bottom. You see what I'm saying? When he puts out the propaganda, okay, in the news, that it's always your people killing each other. It's always your people robbing each other. It's always your people getting caught up in drugs. You see what I'm saying? That's how we're trained to believe that. What did we say? We talk about the movies. We're trained to believe that our characters don't matter. Right? They're going to get killed. We're waiting for them to be killed. We're not even looking for them to make it to the end of the movie. Right? Did you see the joke one time? There was a meme that there was actually like one black character who actually made it to the whole movie. I think it was LL Cool J.
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J.
Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea. They said the one black character that made it to the end of the movie. You see? And here's the thing. It doesn't even bother us. Doesn't even bother us.
He was beat up though.
You see what I'm saying? Why? Because we chose riches over having that good name.
God.
So now we expect this. We expect it. It's okay because, hey, this is what we bought into. We sold out to this. You see what I'm saying? And you brought a good point. You're saying that we're expendable. Expendable, okay? Of course, last hire, just think of Karen. Just think of Karen, right? So now, being expendable, let's go to Deuteronomy 38 and 28 and 37. Deuteronomy 28 and 37.
Block y'all want me to read that?
Yes.
Come. This is Deuteronomy
Mhm.
chapter 28, verse 37.
Yes.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
A what?
A byword.
A byword.
Among all nations, whether Yahweh shall lead thee.
All right. We become a byword. Also, part, can you look up byword for me in the dictionary? Look up byword. Let's look up byword. Look up byword. What does that mean? What does byword mean?
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
got that two definitions.
All right, let me hear 'em.
Okay, one of them. Now, a person cited as a notorious and outstanding example of embodiment of something.
Okay.
Symbol.
All right, I like that word because of the notorious. Go ahead, what else?
A word or expression summarizing a thing's characteristics or a person's principles.
A person's what?
Principles.
Principles. Interesting. Okay. Well, now, read that scripture. Is that all for the definition?
What they say, like example, like small is beautiful.
No sweat. I'm good.
Or,
Now, if you could, go to the source, go to the source and put in byword.
Source.
Yes. Okay, now, the source, what it will do, if we go to the dictionary will give us the definition. If we go to the source is going to give us a similar word to it. All right?
Source.
Mm-hmm. Like school, like go on dictionary.com, and you'll say like the source.com, okay? You see it?
No, I'm trying to type out a word. Okay.
All right.
That's the example. I got one definition.
Okay, you put in byword.
Con, yeah.
All right.
You got like jet of general reproach.
Ooh.
Diversion.
Reproach. What? Hold on. So you gave me, okay, so byword, you said reproach.
Got two more.
Uh-huh.
It's derision.
Derision.
Derision, yeah. Derision.
Good. Uh-huh.
And scorn.
And scorn. Scorn. So, young man, if you could read that definition, read that scripture again.
Come. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt become an astonishment.
All right, hold on. Now thou shalt become an astonishment. All right, so now when we look at our people, keep it simple. Aren't you astonished? You're so surprised at, wow, look how far we have fallen. Now, you know what I'm saying, seeing these scriptures coming into the truth, look how far we have fallen. All right? When you always hear people talk about, oh man, we used to be kings and queens and pharaohs, and you always want to say how you're on top. But nobody ever says how you got to the bottom. Nobody ever talks about that. Now, of course, now being pharaohs, that's not our culture. All right? But again, this is what people have walked into. All right? Go ahead.
Salaki Adawan.
Uh-huh.
Also, it's an astonishment whenever a black person does anything of merit. You always are astonished when you have the first black doctor, neurosurgeon, the first black female
Yes.
judge on the
Mhm.
Supreme Court, the first black president, the first black this, the first black that. And here we are in 2022, and we still getting first black this and the first black, we're still
Right.
an astonishment. White people can be all these things all day and all night, and it doesn't, no one bats an eye. But the second a black person is doing anything of merit, that's an astonishment to everybody that sees it.
That's right. That's right. That's what happens to us.
And it's sad.
That's what, exactly. Keep reading.
Khan. A proverb and a byword.
Okay, so now, a proverb, all right? We know a proverb pretty much to be wise sayings,
Khan.
all right? Okay, wise sayings or cliches,
Khan.
okay? Keep reading.
Among all nations, whether
Okay.
you're Howard.
Hold on, we missed the word.
Oh, a byword.
And byword. Bywords. Now, Officer in the Parks found words, reproach and scorn. Okay? But also, let's think of this. Another word for byword. You ready?
Khan.
Stereotype.
Khan.
Stereotype. You will become a stereotype. All right? For all nations to judge, to see you as. You understand? You're going to become a stereotype. So now, we said, first fired, last hired. We're stereotypes. All right? Officer Yahanna mentioned the drug game. All our people are thugs. Our men are thugs and drug dealers. Stereotypes. Rappers, entertainers, stereotypes. Sports, athletes, stereotypes. This is all that you amount to. Stereotypes. Come on in, talk to me.
What you just said made me think about something.
Go ahead.
The people that sell drugs, they're not drug dealers. That's the wrong word for them. They are drug employees because they work for somebody else.
There you go.
They work for the people bring it over here. They're drug employees.
There you go. That's right. That's right. You can take it back. Take it back to Curtis Mayfield. Think of the song "Freddie's Dead." Think of the song "Freddie's Dead," right? Another junkie plan, pushing dope for the man. Stereotype. You see what I'm saying? And how obviously how we got just said, you're not a drug dealer. You're an employee for drug dealers. That's what you are. Go ahead.
It's a lot I don't want to do. That's just one aspect of the drug game. Like you got then you had the police aspect of it too. You know what I'm saying? With that game, you got to go through it.
That's right.
Plus you got to take it.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? And this is what has happened to our people. Okay? And even look, right, with the massacres in Buffalo, and I will keep saying massacres, right? We talked about this shooting and how this person walked into the grocery store, pulled out an assault rifle, and started picking people off mercilessly. All right, and the one person who looked like him, he apologized to them, walked over them, and continued to murder people. And then later on, he was escorted out of the grocery store and apprehended by police. All right, do you know that black people really weren't even upset? You know that? They really weren't upset. And when I say about upset, like there wasn't a lot of talk about it. There wasn't like, man, can you believe that? Whoop, 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 whoop. Was none of that. There was none of that. And matter of fact, so like your oppressors were able to walk up to families of the victims, and as they're being escorted out in body bags, as do you forgive them? Right? So like They ask if you forgive them. Okay? They weren't even upset. It's lucky. They weren't even upset. And my point is, they weren't so upset because they're used to it. They're used to it. And this is what they expect. This is what they expect. Right? It's similar to when you talk about the Capitol Hill uprising. Right? What is the one line that black people always say when it comes to that? What's one line? If that was us, if that was us, we would have been blessed. We would have been shot the moment we stepped our foot on the ground. You see what I'm saying? Black people, they know this and they expect it, but yet they don't have a problem with it. Because they just say, well, that's the way of the world. It's just how the way of the world works.
The lockdown.
Talk to me.
The lockdown. What do you think? So it made me think about Christmas houses and what they're not doing. It will make a lot of sense, you know what I'm saying? If you telling your people not to, worry about violence in the Christian church, don't try to, you know what I'm saying, protect yourself with guns.
Uh-huh.
It would be, you know, be wise of them to just go ahead and tell their people to leave the church and go buy these bulletproof vests and join I.S.U.P.K.
All right. All right. And you see, like how he mentioned the preachers, the Christian church. Well, I haven't really heard anything about what the church is saying. Only thing I did hear was that at the scene, pastors were saying, all we need is love. Well, all we need right now are hugs. We need hugs right now. That's what I heard. We need hugs. Hey, so now this is what Christianity is going to offer you. As you see your grandmother with bullets in her chest and being carried out, the preacher's going to say, you need a hug. You see what I'm saying? You need a hug. And the assailant is just pushed into the car, being escorted away. This is what Christianity offers you: a hug. No solutions. No solutions. No answers. See what I'm saying? This is what the Christian church offers you. Read that scripture again, please.
Come on. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb,
Yes.
and a byword.
A byword, a stereotype. Keep going.
Among all nations.
Among all nations.
Whither Yahweh shall lead thee.
So we're a stereotype among all nations. When it comes to Edomites, when it comes to different viewpoints, they can come to your place of refuge. They can come to your church and shoot you. They can come to your grocery store and shoot you. They can even break into your apartment and say that they thought their apartment was theirs with all the lights on, and then say, "You don't forgive me?" And they expect you to forgive them. You're a byword to them. That's all you are. What do the agents say? Hurry up and buy. That's how they treat you. Hurry up and buy. You're an astonishment. You are a byword. You're a stereotype to these people. Right? Have you ever wondered why? The scriptures say it. Because we did not fall after the Most High. The Christian church is not going to tell you that. The Christian church is not going to tell you that, man. Other so-called Hebrew Israelite groups, they're not going to talk like this. They're not going to explain it like this. All right? This is why I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. Because the truth is bittersweet. The truth is that ointment. The truth is that medicine. All right? It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough on the body. It's going to be rough on the spirit. But it's best for you. You'll turn out better. You'll turn out better. All right? Most High Christ. All right, so now, let's read this scripture in Hebrew. This time, we're going to have our new brother in the class, our young man, and he's going to read this in Hebrew. All right?
Come.
So now, You're just gonna read, since it says reading out in English, you're reading from left to right.
Okay.
All right? All right, let's try it out.
Karokan. Wahaya Yath
Uh-huh.
La Shama
All right.
Lama Shal
Good.
Walashan Yana
All right.
Bakal Ha Haim Ya
I'm young.
Haimya Ashar Yanahagak
All right.
Yahweh
All right.
Shema.
All right. Give the brother a hand. All right. He read Hebrew. No sweat. No sweat. And what did he read in the Hebrew? Deuteronomy 28:37. Reading as Wahayaya, Lashama, Lamashal, Walashan Yana, Bakal, Ha'imyam, Ashar, Yana Hagak, Yahweh Shema. And he read, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Most High shall lead thee. All right? It's in these scriptures. It's in the scriptures. And guess what? It's not even coded in Hebrew anymore. It's not even hidden in Hebrew anymore. It's in plain sight. It's in English. The answers are in the scriptures. Answers are in the scriptures. I remember traveling from Atlanta to Florida to New York to Cali to Dominican Republic, throughout the Caribbean, and I even heard stories from around the world. Man, wherever blacks are, they are on the bottom. They are on the bottom. I mean, it was such a culture shock for me when I went to St. Thomas. And I used to hear, oh man, St. Thomas is just so beautiful, man. The waters are clear, and they are. But when I drove on the island, and I said, St. Thomas, man, is the hood. St. Thomas is the hood. St. Thomas is the slums. I saw houses on top of houses on the hills. All right? When you see Cuba, you see houses on top of houses and hills, man. Brazil, the same way. And that's how our people live, man. That's how people live. And yet the oppressor lives in mansions. You see what I'm saying? The oppressor lives in mansions, man. And guess what? You are that astonishment. You are that byword, man. Making the oppressor rich, man. The oppressor is trying to keep us like this, man. He's trying to keep us that byword, keep us that astonishment, man, so other nations can mock us, man, and use us. All right? But we here in the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite Student Universal Prodigal Daughters, we are here to stop that. We're here to put an end to the oppressor's reign and put an end to Christianity. All right? Getting our people back together, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, under Christ and under the Most High, man. Starting with these scriptures and starting with just learning this Hebrew, man. All right? So the Most High, again, can send Christ and reign on this earth. All right?
That's right.
That's what we need. Again, it starts with these scriptures, and also it starts with your reputation. It starts with your name. It starts with who you are. Who you are in outside of these doors, in that world out there, on earth. All right? Making sure that you have that reputation, that you won't sell out, that you won't sell your people out. Right? Making sure that your spirit is not so easily broken. All right? Just because what happened? What's another cliche for our people? Do a little something strange for a little piece of change. You see what I'm saying? We have to fight against that. We have to fight against that because that great name, according to the Most High, is going to be much better than silver and riches. All right? Most High in Christ. And with that, we'll pass the class off to preaching officer and Pastor Kaya.
Here's the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K start at 1 West 125th Street, Hall, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. We're a new brother here to be to set themselves of the world if they arrange it. After 6 months of a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. My I.S.U.P.K, that means 10 in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the church department and teacher. Priest for, we are all for priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give, the next Holy Convocation is going to be the closing of first fruits is going to be June 12, Sunday, sundown. I walked in to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper to school, start wearing our black boot, shirt, pant, headband, and a scarf. And make sure you Google the address every time you're headed to the school. The school is 3353 Glenwood Road, Decatur, Georgia. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Why should we do that? Why should we Google it? Other maps?
Oh yeah, slump about that. One part, why we should Google it, help the algorithm about help people find out the location and who we are. And with that, your worship salute to the teacher, many Israel, mighty. Understand? Many Israel, a mighty Sabbat, a mighty rock. Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Well, I just say to you, Lashawan Qadash, may the Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Yat Yum the top, me hands down, clap this.
All right, how much we talk about the time? Well, I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Shalom.
Class out of wine.
Oh, well, water, bro. Water, man. I ain't nobody. How you doing, bro? You good?